Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to style my mobile nav menu so that it's friendly for desktop users. Okay, so been working on this page for the past few videos. Last thing we did was make the little JavaScript so that the menu would show and hide for users on mobile devices. But now I want to focus my attention on those desktop users. So basically, we need to make sure that this hamburger icon system doesn't even display, and instead the nav menu displays horizontally, taking up the full nav area. So let's go ahead and get to work on that. I'm going to head up into my styles, and basically I've already set up a media query for my tablet users that are in landscape orientation and desktop users. Notice I'm doing a min width of 900 pixels. Now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to head up to my mobile styles, and I guess pretty much right from here I'm just going to do a copy paste of everything. Copy all of this. I'm going to paste it right into my tablet and desktop styles. The thing is, when you're doing these media queries, and I started small, now I'm working on the bigger side of things, I don't want to repeat myself. So anything that I'm not changing, I'm going to delete, and I'll only have the stuff in here that's going to be different for desktop users. So this section of my styles should be pretty sparse. So let's see. So for instance, the menu icon, I'm not really changing anything about this. The only thing that I am going to do is change the display. So I could pretty much, I'm keeping the width and the height and the float. All that stuff doesn't matter. What I am going to do is display none. Control S to save. And I'm going to see what happens here. Watch this hamburger icon. I refresh, goes away. Perfect. So that's what I want to do there. Do I want to change anything about this italicized text? Nope, don't want to change anything for that. So I can delete that. I'm deleting it from my desktop styles. Remember, these are my desktop styles in here. Let's see, for my main menu, I do want to make a few tweaks here. Now, it's still going to be position absolute. That's cool, but I don't want it to be 80 pixels from the top. I want it to be 0 pixels from the top. So before, on mobile, my nav menu was showing up down here in the main section, just below the nav area. Now I want my main menu to show up in the nav area in the top left corner. So top of 0 pixels. The left and the width, those aren't changing, so I can get rid of those. List style type doesn't matter. However, I don't want it to be display none. I want it to be display block. Actually, even better, I want it to be display flex. I'm going to use a flex container so that way I can just easily have my list items fill this thing up. Now for the list items, actually the height is probably going to change a little bit. I did a 60 pixel height before, but I'm going to do a height of 80 pixels this time so they are as tall as the nav area. My nav area is 80 pixels. But since the parent was display flex, in fact I suppose I can also put in I'll do this on the same line. I'll also put in a flex flow. I want it to be in a row, and I'm going to say no wrap. Flex flow, no wrap. And for my list items, they've got a height on there. I'm going to do a flex 1-0 auto. That's a grow 1, shrink 0, basis auto. So that should help those list items just really fill up the space. Now I'm probably going to make a few adjustments to my anchor tags, but I really need to see these things to see how it's going. So let me save it, browser refresh, and I can see all of these up there. These are all my menu items. Notice there's way too much text. If you recall, my anchors and my menu item do have some text that's wrapped in spans. I want to hide those spans in my widescreen layout. So what I will do, I don't need that hover. That can stay the way it is. I don't need text decoration on, background transition. I'm going to get rid of that. But let me go ahead and do this other rule down here. Main menu, LIA span, display, none. So basically I'm going to hide the span text so I only see the shortened text that wasn't in a span. So I'm hiding the span text on my desktop and wide tablet users there. Okay, now I can just see I have to make a few adjustments to some things like padding top. I'll do 2 rem. I just want to kind of get this text a little further down. That's pretty good there. I'll do 2.2. Good enough. Okay, so I've got that text, and you know, everything's filling up pretty nicely. Let's see, text align center, that's going to be the same. I think my font size being the same is okay, so I don't think I need to adjust that. Color orange, that's cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so not much change at all there. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I might just be, let me just go ahead and do a save and browser refresh, and see if I can dial this back in. In fact, let me take my browser here, and I'm going to use my console. Hold on just a second. I'm going to put this over to the right. And so now I want to drag this to just above 900 pixels. So right when I first see it, I just want to see how it looks right at just bigger. Just make sure my font size looks good. So cool. So at 900 pixels, my menu is horizontal right there. Maybe font's a little big, but that's cool. I'm going to keep it just like that. When it goes a little bit wider, everything's fine, everything's legible. Now if it goes smaller, of course, then we get our hamburger icon showing up, because now it's going to be a mobile device, and then clicking on this would display the menu. Ooh, what happens if I resize there? Well, menu kind of sticks like that. But remember, in real life, people aren't necessarily doing that, so not a big deal. I'll just refresh that. Okay. So I think I'm pretty content with that. I think that's going to work out pretty well. So that is the basics for our desktop styling. So now we have a nav menu that presents well to users that are having wider screens. They have a horizontal oriented menu with just basically one word each. And then for our mobile users, that menu goes away, and then they have a hamburger icon to display a very tall, vertically oriented menu. So a little bit about making a responsive nav menu. Have fun.